Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to have you here. Today I want to just dive in and kind of challenge the way you think about job interviews because it is actually one of my favorite aspects of being a talent acquisition lead. And it has been the case for like years. Like I absolutely love the art of the interview. I've trained on it. I've studied it. So let's talk about it because I think there's some opportunity. I know there's some opportunity here for folks to improve, and my hope is to just lend my expertise to that. Um, and I love interviews on both sides of the table. I think years ago, years ago, someone told me about um, this document and I think it was like a list of 100 potential interview questions. And this was certainly back in like probably early 2000s. And I remember just studying it like, wow, this is really good. And if I could get my hands on it, I want to review it. So I'll probably check my emails because I definitely want to take a look at it. It had some good stuff in there, and I'll share it with you all if I can find it. But I started like researching kind of the thought process around job interviews. So let's talk about it. Um, One thing I think people miss. So by the time you get to the interview process, you know one thing, and that's they've looked at your resume, they've looked at your application, and they have an interest in speaking with you in more detail, right? They've gotten the high level stuff that you captured. Remember, your resume is just a snapshot of your professional history, not the entire story, and they want to hear more. So that should excite you. That should be a confidence booster in and of itself as long as it was a job you actually wanted. And so we talked about that in yesterday's video. Um, so go back and look at that one if you didn't catch it already. But um, I'm saying all this to say that I want you to start walking into interviews with a level of confidence, not cockiness, confidence that, gosh, they have an interest in me. And now we're two adults having a conversation, or I'm an adult having a conversation with other adults. And it's not just a matter of me proving that I should be here, but also me asking the questions that need to be asked, right? Me actually determining if this is a place where I want to work. I'm reading body language and all that other fun stuff. Um, but I'm saying this because your energy matters. So during an interview, right? Phone interview, virtual interview, in person, um, the good interviewers are picking up on your energy. And I'm not just talking about energy, hyper, but your energy, right? How are you composing yourself? How are you presenting yourself? We see what's on paper, but now we want to see you and the energy you would bring to the team. Is it optimistic? Is it positive? Is it can do? Like what energy are you bringing? Someone I could go into stories. I won't get into all of that in too much detail today because I don't think you necessarily want to hear all of the horror stories when it comes to folks I've interviewed. But I am thinking about one particular person, and this was a virtual, like a Zoom interview. And first of all, um, he was in um, his bedroom, and on the wall behind him, the posters were telling a story before he opened his mouth. The posters were telling a story, and I was like, "Ooh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good." And he's talking. I won't even talk about what he was wearing. He's talking, and I'm thinking, did I just wake you up? because we can do this another day. You just say the word. Did I just wake you up? Um, so that was one example. That's extreme. But I remember multiple interviews where I'm talking to someone and I'm like, do they want this job? Because it's not even monotone. It's not even monotone is one thing. It's not that. It's just the, well, yeah, kind of thought you might ask that. So I just, like, is that the energy you're bringing to this particular team? Because it's probably not going to work. It's probably not going to add any value. There are jobs for you that may be better aligned with how you present, right? Because if you're always going to lack enthusiasm in this way, then there are certainly roles that don't require that. But if I'm interviewing you for a role where you're going to interact with our clients, right? On paper, you seem to have at least the transferable skills. So we're having this conversation, and then I'm like, I don't know that this is what you want. And you know what I mean? So it goes back to things I've talked about in previous videos is ensuring that the role you apply for is a role you want. Because when you get to the interview, that's huge. When you fall flat in an interview or you decide that, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't read the job description. How many times have I heard that? How many times have I heard that? Oh, okay, well, so, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to apply for this one. Or can you read the job description to me? So we're not going to get into all the hard. Again, I could keep going, but the energy and preparation you bring to an interview matters. Point one. Point two, preparation. If you are over prepared and you get to this interview, phone, virtual, in person, doesn't matter, and you just vomit everything you've prepared. You vomit everything you've researched about the company, stock price, competitors, like all like we're not asking, we're not there. We want to know about you. We know about us. We want to know about you. So yes, be prepared. But when you are over prepared, it comes across as being disconnected from the human on the other side of the table, being disconnected from the team that you'd be potentially joining. We know the company, and yes, research is important. It's important to maybe here and there point out a reference about, a news article you saw or something the organization posted on LinkedIn. You know what I mean? Like preparation is important, but when you're over prepared, it comes across as disconnected. Whereas when you prepare the right way, knowing your story, right? Then it comes across as aligned and you sound grounded, more grounded. That's it. It comes across as aligned and grounded. So knowing how to prepare, and I'm going to share in the description below the guide I created for interview prep. It's called the Interview Confidence Kit. I love it. I love it. I think, and I have some favorite products that I've created, but because I love the art of the interview, like I am in this one to the point where there are voice notes recorded by me. So it's not just something you're reading. Um, but yeah, so one, your energy matters. And two, um, don't over prepare and go in and simply regurgitate everything you Googled, right? Like make sure there's alignment and you've prepared in a way that allows you to adequately, effectively present yourself and the value you add to the team beyond what we can see on the resume. Okay. Point number three. I talked about going into this with confidence because you were selected out of however many applicants you were selected to be part of this interview pool. And confidence, I don't think, comes from rehearsing harder, rehearsing more, rehearsing harder. It doesn't come from that typically. It comes from knowing that there's alignment. It comes from being clear on what you actually want and connecting the dots, right? So being able to connect the dots between what you bring to the table, what you want, and what this company is looking for. Man, when I talk about secret sauce, that's it. And I just might drop the mic, but I paid too much for it, so I'm not gonna drop it. I just might drop the mic on that one. That part, I think, is what so many miss. So if you hold on to that, your expertise, right? What you bring to the table, what you are looking to do next, and what this company is looking for, when they're aligned, it's a match made in heaven. It is a match made in heaven. So if this resonates with you, my hope is that you like, my hope is that you share. My hope, of course, is that you subscribe if you're here on YouTube. And I look forward to seeing you soon. In the meantime, have a fantastic rest of your day.